Harry, Pip, and Henry in the forest that sang at night. It was the kind of evening that felt like it had a secret. The sun had just dipped below the hills, leaving behind streaks of purple, gold, and deep navy in the sky. Lanterns flickered on porches, crickets began their quiet tunes, and a hush settled over the village. The kind of hush that whispered, something magical is about to happen. In a little house at the edge of the garden, Harry was tying his boots, his eyes full of wonder. Pip, his small hedgehog friend, stretched in a patch of clover and gave a sleepy blink. And beside them stood Henry, Harry's cousin, visiting from a town far away. Henry was quieter than Harry, but thoughtful, always noticing things that others didn't. "Do you hear that?" Henry asked, tilting his head towards the darkening woods. Harry paused. "What?" Henry smiled softly. "The forest is humming." Harry, Pip, and Henry crept closer to the whispering wood. A forest said to be alive with secrets. Most people avoided it after sunset, not because it was dangerous, but because it was strange. Some said that the trees could talk. Others whispered of animals that danced, and a few old villagers claimed that the forest sang. As the trio passed beneath the first tall tree, they heard it. A low, gentle hum, like the forest was breathing out a lullaby. Leaves rustled like wind chimes. Tree trunks creaked in perfect rhythm. Even the moss seemed to hum beneath their feet. Pip's little nose twitched. The forest is happy tonight. But something's off, Henry said. Listen. The melody, once flowing, began to falter. A few notes were missing. The tune stuttered and then dropped altogether into silence. They followed the sound, or lack of it, deeper into the woods. Their lantern flickered, casting golden light on trunks wrapped in silver ivy and mushrooms that glowed like stars on the ground. A path formed beneath their feet, not of stones or dirt, but of soft moss that seemed to guide them forward. And after some time, they arrived at the heart of the forest. And there stood a magnificent silver tree, so tall it brushed the clouds, its bark shimmering like moonlight and its leaves glowing with an inner light. Sitting curled beneath its roots was a creature none of them had ever seen. It was no taller than Pip, with feathery ears, fur like woven starlight, and eyes the colour of dawn. "I'm Lyric," it said softly. "I'm the forest's singer." Harry crouched down. "Are you okay?" Lyric nodded sadly. "Almost, but we've lost something. The final note. It ends our song each night, like a lullaby's last whisper, and without it, the forest cannot rest." Pip frowned. "Can we help find it?" Lyric's ears perked up. "Maybe. The final note just isn't a sound, it's a feeling. It lives inside a moment. A gentle, quiet joy that floats in the air just before sleep." Henry touched the bark of the silver tree. Then maybe we don't need to look for it. Maybe we need to feel it, Henry said. Their journey began. They stepped into a field of dandelions that glowed silver in the moonlight. Each puffball sang a single note when touched, but none were the one they needed. They climbed up whispering vines that wrapped around hollow trees, telling stories in rhyme as the wind passed through. They tiptoed through mushroom circles where fireflies danced like ballerinas. Each place was beautiful, and each sound was magical, but none held the final note. Eventually, they came to a clearing with a small, trickling stream. Harry, Pip, and Henry sat down on the moss, breathing in the quiet night. The stars sparkled above them. Pip curled into Harry's lap with a content sigh. Maybe we can't find it. Harry was quiet. Then Henry reached into his pocket and pulled out something small. A paper star, folded gently from gold foil. I made this earlier for you, Harry, he said a bit shyly. I never said thank you for letting me stay. I've never felt so peaceful. He handed it to Harry, who took it with a smile and placed it in the palm of his hand. And in that moment, the air around them shimmered, the stream glowed, and a single perfect note rang out. Warm, deep, soft, and glowing with light. Lyric then appeared from the ferns, eyes wide. That's it, you found it. It came from us, said Henry. From kindness. From somewhere far above, the leaves began to rustle in harmony. The ground pulsed with rhythm, and the song of the forest returned. Not just beautiful, but whole. They walked back to the silver tree, where Lyric leapt into its branches. The song soared around them, every tree humming in joy, every stone vibrating with peace. And even the stars seemed to dance to the melody, twinkling in time. You've given us rest, Lyric said softly. Now the forest can sleep, and so can you. As the friends made their way home, the forest began to dim. Not with sadness though, but with peace. The kind that wraps around you like a blanket. And at the edge of the woods, Pip climbed onto Harry's shoulder and yawned. Henry looked up at the sky. I hope the forest sings again tomorrow. Harry smiled. It will, if we keep listening. That night, as they drifted into sleep, the boys heard the faintest hum carried on the wind, a lullaby, a thank you, and a song that would never truly end. The end.